Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody is enjoying their holiday weekend. Welcome to Exotic Boerboel TV. I'm your host, Jordan Pittman. We live, y'all. Live and in the flesh with our beautiful sage litter. They are here. They have arrived. This morning, we got 10 beautiful puppies. Getting to the boobs. So this was a a kind of a crazy deal here that we had going on. This wasn't that easy to get. This wasn't really that easy. This litter right here, when I got here yesterday, so I stayed with Sage. We sat up waiting on the puppies until 6 o'clock Thanksgiving. So that's I tell you a lot about how my Thanksgiving went. We're giving thanks. Hope everybody had an excellent holiday and enjoyed spending time with their families, giving thanks for all that we have because we have so much to be thankful for. But so this, me and Sage stayed up. That's how after the holiday, I came here and spent time with Sage, hung out with her, and praying, hoping with everything in my power that it was no complications because we always have a risk for the mom when we having puppies. And we didn't want to have the puppies on Thanksgiving because then again you have to rush to the emergency vet. If there's complications, people may not be there. So we praying that we don't have to go to the emergency vet on Thanksgiving. So we stay up till 6 o'clock because sometimes the puppies do come early. We was looking for the puppies to come on the 25th, and they came exactly on the date as expected due date. So that was good. Stayed up with Sage until 6 o'clock, and I knew that the puppies were on the way because she gave all the telltale signs. She's a first time mom. So she didn't kind of exactly know what was going on with her body. She went out. She was trying to use the bathroom 5 or 6 times, but she wasn't doing any urine. She didn't have any urine. So that let me know that the puppies were on the way. So I get here. She got a puppy on the ground. She had one puppy, stillborn, still in the sack. Second puppy, she had 4 puppies total when I got here. One puppy was stillborn. Second puppy, 2 puppies were living. One puppy was still in the sack. She didn't know how to even open up the sack. So we started having puppies sometime around 8 o'clock. I would have guessed shortly after I retired. I guess she was waiting on me to get out the way. Sometimes they like to just be in private. They like to do this in private. So I went upstairs, went to get some rest, came back downstairs. Puppies. It was such a big surprise. I was happy that she pushed them out on her own. And she's doing good as a mom. So She started dropping puppies every 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half. She took a break around. She took a break around. Thank you, bruh. She took a break around puppy number 8. She had an hour and a half lapse, which was fine. Didn't notice any cause for concern. She delivered all of the puppies naturally. But listen, breeding is no easy task. We got a lot of risk involved. As you can see, we got our litter is at about 80%. We got 10 puppies. Here we got a puppy that's pretty weak. And how I can tell is because it's off to the side. When I touch the puppy, it's not showing a whole lot of movement. Struggles to get back upright. Versus this puppy here. See how it gets it right. It gets itself back right. We can look at the energy on this pup. We also got this puppy here. It's a little bit weak. It happens when you have 9, 10 puppies. She had 12. So we're going to give these puppies some special attention. They keep getting pushed off to the side, which is not good because we need them to stay warm. We need them to stay in there with the, and they're not as strong as the other pups. So I'm going to have to start tube feeding them. I'm going to have to tube feed these two. Let's see if they got latch. So some things that we have to check. Mom did a really good job. She's very caring. She's very gentle. So for that, we are thankful. We are grateful for that. Because you got some moms that is just not as gentle, not as very careful. And what happens with those moms, they tend to lay on puppies and be a risk to the puppies. Well, Sage is not like that, so that's a good thing. We always got to find the silver lining. We want to keep ourselves motivated. Because when you're dealing with this situation of life, it's very fragile. See, this is an example of a strong puppy. See how that puppy got to the tit and immediately latched on? And unfortunately, it's just not enough tits to go around. Let's see what this one does. See how this puppy still hasn't righted itself? He trying. This one got to go to the ICU. That puppy, this is a strong puppy. This puppy is a weaker puppy. When you have a big litter like this, though, you're going to have some strong ones, you're going to have some weak ones. And unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. So we have to keep ourselves motivated. We have to keep ourselves uplifted and in good spirits. Because if we don't, we could lose more puppies. We got to be responsible for the puppies that are strong and that are surviving, that are thriving. And then if we don't, we have a job to do. We got to support mom. We got a job to do. This is the life of a breeder, and that's why I feel like listen. I'm not talking down on nobody. I'm not. I had that one situation where I had called a breeder out, but that was really in defense of somebody else. More than anything, you want to make sure that you doing everything that you can do and concentrating on yourself. I'm not really looking at nobody else's program or how they doing what they doing. So I had somebody call me up yesterday, first thing in the morning, and they wanted to discuss, another breeder's practices. You can't really speak on another person's practices until you've been in their shoes. And it's not something that is just easily done. And it's a reason for everything. hats off to anybody that's having, your heart really has to be into this. Because if your heart is not into it, then it's easy to not have success. Your heart, if your heart is not into it, you can't do this. Ain't something that you do for the money, because you're not gonna make a lot of money in the beginning, or you're not gonna make a lot of money all the time. This is something that you do for the passion of the breed. You got to be into producing. To my personal opinion, anybody that's breeding dogs and having puppies and having success is dedicated. And the reason that I want to point that out, because you just never know. You just never know. And so I just don't really get ahead of myself. I'm not gonna bash anyone. I just don't think that that's necessary. You just concentrate on what you got going on and do the best that you can, and things will right themselves. You can never go wrong doing right. Put your all into anything that you're doing, you're gonna have some success. Think about it day and night, night and day, lunchtime, breakfast and dinner. You're gonna have some success. If you sleep it, eat it, breathe it, dream about it, you're gonna have some success. That's what you gotta do. You're not gonna have success trying to stump down on somebody else and make yourself look big. It's trying to stump down on somebody else and make yourself look taller. That's just not how it goes. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. And that's how we got here. It took 15, 17 years of dedication. Night and day and night. I'm dreaming about the dogs and the combinations and how we putting dogs together. I had somebody ask me about putting together Balto and Outlaw and Remy. That'll probably never happen. We would never do Outlaw to Remy because those dogs are too intense. We already did Pancake to Outlaw. Outlaw to Remy. I mean, we measuring and mating our dogs based off of the best potential puppies that we can produce. The puppies are starting at 4K. We mating and measuring our dogs based off of what we would like to see in our future generations. And those two dogs is very intense. When you have, you don't double up. We try to balance out the litters. So you don't want to double up on extreme intensity. Outlaw is an incredibly dominant dog. Remy also she can't even get along with other dogs on the run. So you saw that if you go back to some of our other videos when we had a 360 video. Remember, Remy got into it with the other dogs in the pack, and I had to go break them up. And that happens from time to time. But Remy wants to be the boss, and Outlaw is the boss. You got two super boss dogs. You can't really. This is not ideal for a pet home. Yes, we are in Ohio. So you want to remember that these dogs have to survive in civil society, and we're not trying to create dogs that's dangerous or that people can't handle or that won't be able to live a productive life as a citizen, as a family dog, as a family companion. So that reading would never happen. So here we go. This is what we want. This is what I like about her too. She's kind of getting into it. You got to remember that she comes from the country. This is Honeycomb Sage. She's not a city dog, and so a lot of things from her. She came to us. She's from our dogs, but she's not from my camp, as to say, in my house. So she comes to us with from our partner, Honeycomb Boerboels, which is also in Ohio. And he has dogs. We share dogs, and we work with other breeders. We try to seek out the best dogs in the country or in the world. And so Sage is a country dog. I like that. What you got right on that tip. Another reason to cause for concern with this puppy right here in the back, these two in the back, their cries are faint. And as you see, we look at the other puppies, get right on that tit, latch right on. But Sage is a country dog. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just come with differences. The differences of a somewhat can of a city dog and a country dog is, out in the country, you got she falling. Look at that. She falling off the mat. She falling. She's so comfortable, and this is what you want. You want your bitch to be comfortable. Your dog. Actually, bitch is the proper term. But you want her to be comfortable. Anyway, let me finish telling you the story about her versus a city dog. A city dog is being exposed to all different kinds of stimulus from the environment. Like I said, as people, I got the dogs outside right now, people walking past. The dogs is on the alert. They hearing cars on a regular basis. They hearing birds and bees and trees and everything that comes along with being in the city. People outside yelling and screaming all times. Had a call came in. People calling and screaming all times of day and night and day. And what that does is it builds on the dog's neurological stimulation. It builds on the dog's exposure to the environment. And when that happens, so you got a dog that's kind of heightened sense of awareness. New sounds and cars riding past, a garbage truck coming past, people outside yelling, kids playing basketball. These type of things, what they do is they get the dog kind of used to different sounds and they activate different parts of the brain, and the dog develops with this sense of the environment. Whereas you have a dog from the country is really quiet in the country. Is really serene. I mean, you don't see people walking up and down the street. You don't you don't have as much you don't have as much going on. And because of that, it breeds a different style of individual. It breeds a different style of dog also. So, not saying one is better than the other. We're not saying one is better than the other. It's just a matter of differences. There we go. So she's still an alert dog. She heard something. She popped up. Something didn't sit right with her. It's all right, girl. You can go lay back down. I got it. They got it. They got it. Your girl, your sisters, they got it. Dog, he got it. He holding it down. So we got this. And this is, see, sometimes it's another thing that you have to do with these. With the first day, we want to make sure. So we come and do our checks. We want to make sure that these bellies are full. These puppies are not dehydrated. So we check them. Puppies look like they might be. That's pretty cool reflex. What we don't want to happen is just to pitch a tent and sit up like that. I don't know if you can see that. See how that went back down. The puppy is dehydrated. Pitch this, and that sits up. that would be an indication that she's not producing enough milk. And these mammary glands seem like they empty. I have milked her out a little bit myself. So we do have some concerns here. I'm not gonna fake you out. This boob right here, I don't see it producing any milk at all. So this is not cut and dry sweet potato pie, where you just have puppies and boom, you have no complications. It's always risk involved with these dogs and these puppies and these litters. You have big litters, you have big complications. It's not Beverly Hills 90210. This is a grind. So what we're going to do today, probably do another live. We're going to be doing many more lives. I hope you guys didn't miss us too much. We was busy giving thanks, being with us, spending time with our loved ones. I hope that you all was doing the same. We was busy with the fam though, but we was still here, and I was thinking about y'all, and I was saying, you know what? Everybody is busy hanging with their family if they have one, if they're blessed enough, they're lucky enough to have one. That's probably what they're doing. So I didn't do the live, but I knew that we would have the show. We would have some puppies. So we got many opportunities for live videos. Now, finally got some puppies. It's been a while for us since we had a litter. What is it? It's been 6 months. So now that we back in action, we got action. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to walk you through this litter. We're going to walk you through this breeder life so you can get some good experience through our eyes and our visions. And you can see for yourself all of the things that we go through as breeders. And it's not something to be taken lightly. It's a lot of complications that can arrive, and how we're going to prevent, how we're going to prepare for complications, what we're going to do to minimize the complications and make, because remember, simplicity is the best way to go. You want things to be simple. You want to keep it simple, cut down on the confusion. This puppy right here is also a little cool to touch, so that's not good. Hey, it's real. It's real. So 9 times out of 10, when you got a big litter like this, she's got 10 teats. 10 teats. But this little small one right here, I don't see no milk coming out of there at all. Got no milk there. So that one, we can't even really count that one as a teat. Let's check this back one. We got some milk there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So majority of what they're going to get today is colostrum anyway for the first 3 days. So we do have milk production here. And we're going to keep mom nice and fed and happy, nice and comfortable. We went on our morning walk this morning. See, I got her loaded up with some ground beef and some supplements in her food. So she's nice and appetized and encouraged to eat. So, you encourage mom to eat because you want to make sure that she's getting her vitamins and her nutrition. She had ate a bunch of placentas yesterday. So she's full of those. But we want to encourage her to consume some liquids and get plenty of fluids in her body to keep that milk supply and production at an all-time high. We want to keep her producing plenty of milk. So because of that, we got to provide plenty of hydration. Got to keep her hydrated because we got to keep these puppies hydrated. One of the biggest risks that we should be aware of is the fact that the puppies could become easily dehydrated. These puppies, see, there's a good mom right there. When you see them doing that. Another thing to check is all of this puppy got little bit of poop on his butt. But for the most part, see this puppy right here can't turn itself up like this dog is at risk. That puppy there is at risk, y'all. See how he move? He doesn't have that intensive movement. Can't get himself back up right. We got to make sure we keep him warm. We don't have a heat lamp in here. So anytime you got 4 or more pups, you don't have to have a heat lamp because they can keep themselves warm from the litter mates and the mom. So we don't have to have a heat lamp. Where was I? Yeah, so that's not really a concern here. But we gotta make sure that we keep the puppies all in a bunch, all in the nest, right up under mom. And you see how she kind of got them covered. That's good. We want to encourage her to lean back. This is how good moms do. Lean back and expose the teats. So we need to see what we got up under here. See, she got these up under here covered. So we need to pull them out. Reach down up under there and pull them teats out. So our babies can get some milk. See how that puppy immediately latched? That's what we want to see. Got little, very little milk there. She don't like me when I do that. It's good to keep the puppies nursing them because what they would do is they'll draw the milk out. So we got this teat down here. See it down there? I don't know if you can see that down there. But we want to get the puppy in there. Hurry. It's latching on its own, so that's good. So we got some strong puppies here. You're gonna have some strong ones. You're gonna have some weak ones, and that's just life. You hear that puppy latched on its own. I didn't have to pop open the mouth or nothing like that. See, it could be deceiving though. What'll happen is you'll see if you're not doing a close up. See how she kind of popped? She was shocked. She wasn't. So if you're not doing a close inspection, if you're not getting down in there, just all of those puppies look like they was. I took him off. Got him right back on. Thank you. Yes, we are in. Thank you very much. Cornbread, I appreciate that. So yes. We are getting there. It really, yeah. So you just have to verify. This is what you do, and these puppies need to be. Oh, see, that's what good moms do. Expose them boobs, babe. Expose them boobs. Make sure everybody is eating. Sometimes they lay flat when you have a smaller litter. These poor puppies, I'm so concerned about them. Right now, the best thing we can do is keep him warm. See him, he's too weak to. He went up. He tried it. There you go, little one. He just doesn't have that. He just doesn't have the strength. So we headed to the vet. We got 7 females, 3 males. We headed to the vet, and we looking like we about 80%. Probably end up with 2 males and 6 females right now. The way that it's looking. You don't want to count your biddies before they hatch. What we're gonna do though, y'all get out of here. We're gonna head to the PetSmart. I gotta pick up some supplies. They open up at 10. I wanna be there as soon as they open. Gonna get some nurse bottles and gonna get some um, milk. You gotta forgive me, y'all. I'm a little bit exhausted because I've been almost up 48 hours almost with very little sleep in between. Because we don't have time for resting when we have these puppies. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. I can't check back up with us. We'll be back. We'll be back a little later on. Appreciate y'all. Hope that you're doing your best. I'll catch up with y'all very soon.